Every single person in this room knows there's a choice they've been avoiding. You feel it in the pit of your stomach. You see it in the quiet moments when no one's around. That decision, that step, that leap, it's been calling you, and you've been running from it. Let me tell you something. The distance between where you are and where you want to be isn't measured in miles. It's measured in one decision, one choice. The one you've been putting off because it's uncomfortable, scary, or unknown. Greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who act when everything inside them says to stay safe. So let me ask you right now, what choice are you refusing to make today? And more importantly, what's the cost of staying the same? We love to look at people who've made it and tell ourselves they were born different, born talented, born lucky. But let me tell you the truth, greatness isn't given, it's built. Brick by brick, day by day, choice by choice. Michael Jordan wasn't born with 6 rings. He was born with a work ethic that made him stay on the court after everyone else left. Rowling didn't become the world's most famous author because of luck. She wrote in cafes when she was broke and rejected over and over. Greatness isn't a gift. It's not a lottery ticket, it's a construction project. And the only person holding the blueprint is you. You don't get to wish for it. You get to build it with discipline, focus, and relentless action. If you're waiting for someone to hand it to you, stop. No one's coming. The hammer is in your hand. Are you ready to swing it? Right now you are building one of 2 things: the life you dream of or the regret you'll carry later. Every action you take is a brick in one of those walls. Every decision is shaping the story you will one day tell. Disciplined living isn't glamorous at first. Waking up early, saying no to distractions, choosing effort over comfort. It doesn't look like much in the moment, but over time those small hard choices add up to something extraordinary. The opposite is true too. Skipping the work, making excuses, choosing comfort over growth. Those choices build something as well. A life of mediocrity, a story you don't want to tell. The life you want won't just appear, it's being built right now, today, with the choices you make. The question is, are you building something worth living or wasting the foundation of your future? Every person needs a moment when they say, enough, no more drifting. No more waiting, no more halfway living. This is that moment for you. This is your line in the sand. You can't change yesterday. You can't control tomorrow. But you can decide today. And one decision made with conviction can flip the entire direction of your life. Draw the line right now. Say, from this day forward, I am committed to discipline. I am committed to focus. I am committed to action. This is the day I start my journey to greatness. Not next week, not when it feels easy. Now, because the path to greatness doesn't wait for anyone, and neither should you. Greatness isn't fate. It isn't destiny choosing a select few. It's a decision that ordinary people make every day to become extraordinary. Every story of success you admire started with someone just like you, someone who decided, I will not live an average life. Oprah Winfrey chose to rise from poverty and rejection. Nelson Mandela chose to keep his vision alive through 27 years in a cell. Neither was chosen, they chose themselves. You don't wait for greatness to tap you on the shoulder. You claim it with every disciplined step you take. It's not about being the smartest, fastest, or strongest. It's about being willing to keep building when everyone else stops. So stop waiting for life to hand you a crown. Greatness is not a gift, it's a grind. And the day you choose it is the day it starts choosing you back. If greatness isn't about talent or luck, then why are so few people living it? The answer is simple. Most people want the results without the responsibility. It's not that they can't, it's that they won't. They won't wake up earlier. They won't push through the discomfort. They won't stay focused when distractions are easier. And because of that, they live lives that feel safe but small. Talent can open a door, but only discipline walks through it. Luck might give you a moment, but only focus turns that moment into a legacy. Greatness isn't hard because it requires magic. It's hard because it requires consistency when motivation runs dry. That's why so few live it, not because it's impossible, but because it demands a price most aren't willing to pay. The question is, are you willing to pay it? Think of greatness as a house. Every decision you make is a brick. Discipline lays the foundation. Focus frames the walls. Action builds the roof. You can't skip a step, and you can't rush the process. Every day you're either stacking bricks or letting the structure crumble. That's the reality. You don't build a legacy in one dramatic moment. You build it in the quiet, consistent choices no one sees. Look at the life you're building right now. Are your bricks strong, or are you cutting corners hoping for shortcuts? Because a house built on shortcuts doesn't stand when the storm comes. Your legacy isn't in the future, it's in the bricks you're laying today. What kind of house are you building? One day your life will tell a story. The question is, will it say you existed, or will it say you built something that outlived you? Existing is easy. Wake up, survive the day, repeat. But building something that lasts, that takes intention. It takes discipline, focus, and action when no one is watching. Think of the people who left their mark on history. They weren't perfect. They weren't superhuman. They simply refused to waste their lives on autopilot. You don't need fame to build something that lasts. You just need to decide that your life will matter, that the story you write will inspire, impact, and outlive you. Existing is survival. Building is legacy. Which one are you living right now? Most people hear the word discipline and think of rules, limits, and restriction. But let me flip that perspective. Discipline is not a prison. Discipline is freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from living a life controlled by impulse instead of intention. When you build discipline, you're not locking yourself up, you're unlocking your potential. The athlete who trains every morning isn't chained to the gym. He's breaking free from mediocrity. The entrepreneur who manages her time isn't trapped by schedules. She's creating freedom for her future self. Discipline doesn't take away life's pleasures. It gives you the power to choose them at the right time, in the right way. Without it, you're at the mercy of every craving, every distraction, every shortcut that pulls you away from your purpose. Discipline is the guardrail that keeps you from driving off the cliff. It's the structure that lets you build a life that lasts. You want real freedom? Earn it through discipline. Picture your journey to greatness as a car. Your vision is the destination. Your focus is the steering wheel. But what moves you? The engine. And that engine is discipline. Without discipline, your car doesn't move. You can have the clearest vision and the best plan, but without consistent daily discipline, it stays parked in the driveway of someday. Discipline is the power that gets you through when motivation dies, because motivation will die. There will be days you don't feel like showing up, days when no one is watching, days when the road looks endless. That's when discipline takes over. That's when the engine keeps running. Even when you're tired of driving, you don't have to be perfect to keep moving. You just have to stay disciplined enough to keep the engine on. Even small, steady progress beats standing still. Greatness doesn't come from one big leap, it comes from thousands of disciplined steps. Let me tell you something blunt. If you can't control yourself, you can't build yourself. Every time you choose comfort over commitment, you're teaching yourself to settle. Every time you let excuses win, you're building a weaker version of yourself. Greatness requires self-mastery. It doesn't mean you never fail. It means you learn to lead yourself even when it's hard. The strongest people you admire, they don't have more time or talent. They have more control over their choices. Control doesn't happen in the big moments. It happens in the small ones. The decision to get up when you want to sleep in. the choice to work when no one is pushing you, the strength to say no to distractions when everyone else says yes. Control yourself, and you can build anything. Lose control, and you build nothing but regret. You don't need giant leaps to build greatness. You need small, relentless habits. A single workout won't change your body. A single study session won't change your career. But done every day, those small actions create massive shifts over time. Discipline isn't about heroic effort in rare moments. It's about tiny, consistent choices that stack up into something powerful. Waking up early, reading 10 pages, practicing one more rep, saying no when it matters. Think of water dripping on stone. It looks weak, but drip after drip, day after day, it carves rock. Your habits do the same. They carve you into who you want to become. Stop underestimating the power of small. The small you do today creates the massive you live tomorrow. Every day you're choosing one of two things: comfort or commitment. Comfort feels good now, but costs you later. Commitment costs you now, but pays you for the rest of your life. Look at your choices this week. Which one are you serving more? Because you can't serve both. One will build you, the other will bury you. The path to greatness doesn't ask for comfort, it demands commitment. Which one will you choose today? Focus is power. Not just ordinary power, laser power. A laser is nothing more than light concentrated into a single point, but that focus makes it strong enough to cut through steel. Your mind works the same way. Scattered energy accomplishes little, but when you concentrate your thoughts, your time, and your energy on one mission, you become unstoppable. The problem is, most people live like a flashlight, spreading light everywhere but never deep enough to make an impact. Greatness requires the opposite. It requires laser-like focus. Every distraction you allow, every unnecessary commitment, every tell to just do it all, dilutes your power. You cannot hit 10 targets with one arrow. Decide what matters most and direct every ounce of your focus there. A distracted life is a wasted life. But a focused life, that's the one that cuts through every obstacle and leaves a mark. Think about a river. When it flows wide and shallow, it barely moves anything. But when that same water channels into a narrow path, it carves valleys and moves mountains. Your energy is that river. Spread it across too many things, and you'll barely scratch the surface of your potential. Concentrate it and you'll reshape your entire life. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they're too scattered. They chase too many things, listen to too many voices, and never commit fully to one path. Greatness doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from going all in on the right things. Choose your path. Narrow your focus. Stop trying to build 10 bridges halfway, and build one bridge all the way across. Focus isn't just about cutting out noise, it's about direction. It's the compass that keeps you on course when life tries to pull you in every direction at once. Without focus, even hard work is wasted. You can run fast, but if you're running the wrong way, you're only getting lost faster. Think about a traveler in the wilderness. The compass doesn't make the journey easy, but it keeps every step pointed toward the destination. Your focus does the same for your journey to greatness. Ask yourself right now, what's your compass pointing to? Is it locked on your true goals, or is it spinning in circles because you've let too many distractions take over? Realign your focus, and you realign your future. Focus is not just about knowing what to do, it's about knowing what to cut. Every yes you say to something meaningless is a no to something that matters. You can't focus on everything. You shouldn't. Success isn't built by adding more to your plate. It's built by eliminating everything that doesn't serve your mission. Take a hard look at your life right now. What's stealing your time, your attention, your energy? Be ruthless. Delete distractions. Cut the noise. When Steve Jobs came back to Apple, he didn't add more products. He cut almost all of them. He focused on what mattered, and that focus changed the world. Your life is no different. Decide what matters most. Delete everything else. Your focus will thank you. Your future will reward you. Say it with me: focus builds, distraction destroys. Every moment you spend focused, you're building a future worth living. Every moment you give to distraction, you're tearing it down piece by piece. Focus is not a suggestion. It's survival for your dreams. Guard it. Protect it. Live by it. Dreams are beautiful. Plans are exciting. But without action, they mean nothing. A dream without action is just a fantasy, and a plan without execution is just a piece of paper. You can think. You can strategize. You can visualize the life you want all day long. But until you move, nothing changes. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Look around you. Everything you admire, businesses, art, innovations, achievements, exists because someone took action when they weren't ready, when they were scared, when they didn't have it all figured out. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Perfect doesn't exist. Start where you are with what you have, and take the step in front of you. Because until you act, your dreams will never leave your head. Action is the spark. Without it, everything stays cold. You can gather all the wood, all the fuel, all the potential, but if you never strike the match, the fire never burns. That's what happens when you spend your life preparing, but never moving. You gather information, you plan, you dream, but the fire of greatness stays unlit. The first step is never perfect, it's never clean, but it's always necessary. That one small action creates momentum, and momentum creates change. Think of every great story you know. It didn't start with someone ready, it started with someone willing to take the first imperfect step. Your fire is waiting, the wood is there, the fuel is ready, but until you strike the match with action, the flame stays dead. Stop waiting for permission, light the fire yourself. One day you'll look back at your life, and the things you'll regret most won't be the failures. They'll be the chances you didn't take, the ideas you never acted on, the dreams you left sitting in your head. Every dream you delay turns into a seed that never grows. Every plan you don't act on becomes a what if you'll carry forever. Action is the antidote to regret. Even if you fail, at least you know you tried. But doing nothing, that's the slowest way to kill the life you want. Don't let your dreams die because you were too afraid to act. Move now, fail fast, learn faster. Act before regret has the chance to set in. You don't have to start big. You just have to start. Momentum doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from small, consistent steps that build speed over time. Start with what you can do today, not next week, not when it's convenient. Today, take one action, no matter how small. Send the email, make the call, write the first page, go for the first run. That tiny step creates movement, and movement creates energy. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step, because once momentum kicks in, it carries you further than you imagined. Start small. Start scared. Start now. Just start. Waiting is the graveyard of potential. Every day you wait, you bury another piece of the life you could have had. Stop waiting for the perfect time. It's not coming. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. It won't. Stop waiting for someone else to push you. They can't. Start moving. Even if it's messy. Even if you don't have it all figured out. Progress loves movement. Action creates clarity. Waiting creates nothing but regret. The time is not tomorrow. The time is now. Stop waiting. Start moving. Your future is begging you to. Every road to greatness has resistance. If the path feels too easy, it's probably leading you nowhere worth going. Resistance isn't a sign to quit, it's a sign you're moving in the right direction. The weight you feel when you push forward, that's growth. That's proof you're stretching beyond who you were yesterday. Think of a plane taking off. The strongest wind isn't at cruising altitude, it's on the runway. It has to fight the air to lift off. That resistance doesn't stop the plane, it gives it the lift it needs to rise. The same is true for you. The struggle you feel right now isn't punishment, it's preparation. Stop cursing the resistance and start recognizing it as confirmation. You're on the right road. Obstacles are not walls to keep you out. They're weights designed to make you stronger. Step into a gym. What do you see? Heavy weight, resistance, struggle. Why? Because strength is built against pressure. The same applies to life. Every obstacle you face is shaping you. The job loss, the rejection, the failure, the setback. They're not here to break you. They're here to build you into someone strong enough to handle the next level of your life. When you lift a weight, your muscles tear slightly so they can rebuild stronger. Obstacles tear your comfort zone so your character can grow. Stop seeing problems as punishment. Start seeing them as training. The heaviest weights produce the strongest lifters. The hardest obstacles produce the most unstoppable people. Your excuses sound convincing because you've repeated them so often they feel true. I'm tired. It's not the right time. I don't have what it takes. But here's the truth. Your excuses are weaker than your potential. Every time you choose an excuse over effort, you build the habit of quitting. And that habit becomes the cage that keeps you small. Your potential doesn't care about perfect conditions. It doesn't need everything lined up. It just needs you to show up. Excuses don't build your future. They destroy it piece by piece. The next time you hear yourself making one, stop and ask, is this really true? Or is it just fear wearing a mask? 9 times out of 10, it's the mask. Rip it off and move anyway. Obstacles don't always mean push harder in the same way. Sometimes they mean change direction. But there's a difference between pivoting and quitting. Pivoting is strategic. It says, this path isn't working, but the mission stays the same. Quitting says, this is hard, so I'm done. One keeps you in the game. The other ends it. Look at Thomas Edison. He didn't fail 10,000 times at creating the light bulb. He pivoted 10,000 times until he found what worked. Every great innovator, athlete, and leader knows the difference. When the road gets blocked, don't stop moving. Adjust the angle. Change the approach. Find another way through. The mission stays. The path can bend. Quitting kills dreams. Pivoting saves them. Learn the difference, and you'll survive every obstacle life throws at you. Everything you will ever build starts in your mind. Before you live it, you have to see it. Before you hold it, you have to speak it. And before the world believes it, you have to step into it yourself. Visualization isn't wishful thinking. It's mental training. Athletes picture the perfect shot before they take it. Leaders see the victory before they earn it. They create it in their mind first, so their actions have no choice but to follow. But seeing it isn't enough. Speak it out loud. Words have weight, they shape belief. When you declare who you are becoming, you give life to that version of yourself. And then comes the most important part. Step into it. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Now, because the moment you start acting like the person you want to become, you begin becoming them. No architect starts building without a blueprint. You can't just throw bricks together and hope for a skyscraper. The plan comes first. Your mindset is that blueprint. It defines the structure of your life before you ever lay a single brick. If the blueprint is weak, the building collapses, no matter how hard you work. That's why you can't skip the mental work. You can't just grind without shaping your beliefs, your vision, and your identity. If you think small, you'll build small. If you think big, you'll build big. Before you change your habits, change your blueprint. Before you build your life, build your mind. Too many people treat greatness like a single moment, a trophy, a medal, a headline. But greatness isn't an event, it's a mindset you live every day. The person who wins the championship isn't great because of the final game. They're great because of the 1,000 unseen days of discipline and focus that led there. The moment is just the proof. When you make greatness a mindset, it stops being about one win or one achievement. It becomes who you are. You carry it into every area of life, work, relationships, health, legacy. Stop chasing moments. Start building the mindset. The moments will come as a result. There's a version of you that the world hasn't met yet. Stronger, smarter, more disciplined, more focused, more alive. That version of you isn't built overnight. It's built by belief. You have to believe in that future self long before anyone else does. Every great story starts with someone being called crazy, unrealistic, too ambitious. And then one day, the world catches up and says, "How did you do it?" You did it because you believed in the person no one else could see. You spoke to them. You acted for them. You fought for them until they became real. Believe in the you that's waiting on the other side of discipline, focus, and action. Because that version of you is the one who will change everything. There are three forces that build greatness: discipline, focus, and action. Alone, each is powerful. Together they are unstoppable. Discipline lays the foundation. It's the structure that keeps you moving when the world tells you to quit. Focus gives you direction. It's the compass that ensures every step you take leads to something meaningful. And action ignites it all. Without action, discipline and focus are just potential waiting to die. Say it out loud. Discipline, focus, action. Let those words sink into your bones. These aren't just concepts. They are your tools, your weapons, your path. If you hold on to these three and refuse to let them go, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not the weight of the world. Discipline, focus, action. That's how you rise. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself 5 years from now. Not the you who stayed the same. Not the you who played small. The you who embraced discipline. The you who guarded your focus. The you who took relentless action. See that person standing tall, confident, strong, living the life you once only dreamed of. That version of you is real. They're waiting for you on the other side of the choices you make today. When you feel tired, when you feel like quitting, remember them. Remember the future you who's counting on you to show up now. Greatness isn't built someday. It's built today, brick by brick, choice by choice. Every disciplined action is a step closer to that version of you. Don't just see them, start becoming them right now. Too many people waste their lives waiting for greatness to arrive, like a delivery package. But greatness doesn't find you, you build it. Every day you wait is a day wasted. Every day you hesitate is a brick removed from the life you want. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the fear to fade. Stop waiting for someone else to believe in you first. Pick up the hammer. Lay the brick. Take the step. Do the work. Greatness isn't luck. It's labor. And the moment you start building, you stop being a dreamer and start being a doer. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards action. Start building now. This is it. This is the path. Discipline, focus, action. Not tomorrow, not when life feels easier. Now you've been given the tools. You've been shown the way. But the path means nothing if you don't take the first step. One day you'll look back at this moment and either thank yourself for moving or regret standing still. The choice is in your hands right now. This is how you rise. Not by talking about it, not by wishing for it, but by doing it. The mountain is in front of you. The climb starts here.